And welcome back to the channel, everyone. This week we're going to do another acrylic airbrush beat sheen for beginners. All the supplies I'm going to be listing here on screen as well as in the description below. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. That way you're notified every time we drop a new video. What I did was just block off the bottom half where my ocean is going to be. I'm getting my supplies together in the background so that we can just spray straight through. I'm going to be showing on screen some of the colors. Most everything that I'm using here are transparent colors with the exception of the white paint. The white is our Wicked Opaque White from Createx Colors. You can also find them in the description below as well as in the link in the bio. Here we're just basing in with our transparent yellow, our background. We're gonna next go in with some golden yellow that's already been pre-reduced down just to kind of fade up into the sky. And the next color I know is gonna be a little awkward for everyone watching, but we're gonna use an aqua to kind of blend the yellow on into the blue. So this is our middle color that really brings the two scenes together. You'll see why at a later point in the process, but this is where our sunset stops and where our galaxy will begin. You'll see how I pull the two scenes together, but it's going to be a push and pull process, which is going to take several layers. For this tutorial, I'm just going to go through the very basic steps on how you get from blank white canvas to a scene that you can continue to go back and work with later. I believe I'm going to do a part 2 to this, so stay tuned all the way until the end. Definitely hit that like button if you're getting some value out of this. In this section of the painting, you can definitely use any color scheme that you would like to create your sky. I have a specific set of colors that I like to use because I've figured out how to kind of blend them back and forth. It is a definite push and pull process, meaning I'll be going in with white, then I'll be going back in with color. I'm going to be doing the shading and the shadows, and then I'm going to come back with white. I'll be tinting colors as well to kind of just pull the entire scene together. Here I'm just using the opaque white that I had mentioned. It's reduced down pretty thin actually, and you're gonna see it gives me a little bit of trouble because it's so thin. I actually went back at a later point in this video, and I don't think I did it on camera, but I went back and added some more drops of paint to thicken it up. That really helps me to be able to push and pull and push and pull back and forth with the underlaid colors and then the colors on top. I've gone ahead and mixed up some red violet. I'm going to use this to pull the yellow colors up into the aqua and on into that lighter shade of blue. This is how I'm going to do all of my shadows for these clouds, but it cuts in the clouds so I kind of have an idea of what I'm doing. I am not using a reference photo here. This is just made up off of the top of my head. You'll see where I'm pushing some of the clouds farther back. I'm planning on coming in later with a darker purple, which is more like a violet, to pull this scene together. So I want to mention something that I know I don't normally talk about during my videos, but I had an interesting experience this week. This was the first week where I actually thought to myself, yo, I just want to quit. I'm tired of doing it. I need a break. I want to take some time off. I know that they call it creator burnout, but I just need a break, just mentally needed a break. And then I got a DM from a person who I won't name. We were talking about airbrushing and techniques, that sort of thing. And they really motivated me to keep going this week. It was something that I don't often experience burnout because I'm able to manage things, manage my time effectively, manage projects pretty effectively. But this person really motivated me this week to just, hey, I need to push through. I need to get back to painting. I need to get back to recording and get back to what I do well. So the next video, we're going to talk about finding your own groove, finding yourself as an artist. And I think we're going to make a series of videos about this because it's something that as in the art community, we definitely need to talk about. But I think it needs to take a little longer than one video, maybe two, because it's a big conversation and there are things that we as our fellow artists can do to help each other. We just don't. We choose not to. So, excuse me. I think I'm going to do a series where we're talking about that while I'm painting. And let me know in the comments if there's something that you would like to bring to this discussion or you'd like for me to talk about, because I think we as an art community can definitely do better. At any rate, I digress. We're going to get back to this painting and stay on topic this week. But definitely leave me some comments and let me know what you might want to see or talk about during that future episode. Here, we're still working with the white paint and we're just layering out our clouds, the outer edges of our clouds, to give me something to work with as we go forward. It is very likely that all of these white highlights at the tips, I'm going to go back in with that golden yellow and fade back into the aqua. And then all of the darker shadow sections, I will be going back in with a mixture of red oxide as well as the red violet. Those are the two that really pull this scene together at the sunset section of the painting. But the top half, this is where you can really do a lot of darks, blues, blacks, purples, pinks, whatever you really want to do. Galaxies don't have to be any specific type of color scheme. You can kind of do what you want. So in this one, we're going to stick with just creating a gradient all the way up to the top. As you can see here, I'm pulling off the tape and replacing it on the top half so that we're protecting the top half and able to paint freely on the bottom. There are some times where overspray is your friend, and there are some times when overspray is your enemy. This is one of those times where it's my enemy because I'm trying to use the blue paint and I don't want it to leave a line, a hard line on my sky section. So the tape is one area of protection, and then the direction that I'm pointing the airbrush in is the other layer of protection. So I'm making sure to point the airbrush down when I'm up near the tape line, and when I'm at the bottom, I don't really worry about it too much. And I've got my air pressure turned down pretty low, so you should not get too much overspray just because the pressure is so low. I'm still using the same color blue. I'm just going in and darkening up some areas so that there's a little more definition in our waves. If you're getting some value out of this video, definitely give me a like and drop a comment and let me know what colors would you like to see in the sky during our next beach scene. We're going to do a series of these beach leading up into a galaxy over the next month and a half or so. I'd love to hear your feedback on what you might use on one of your beach scenes, and if you can, definitely give us a tag on any one of the social media platforms. We're at Marshall Artistry in every platform, so feel free to tag us if you create a really cool product. We'd love to see. We want to help support our fellow artists, and so please definitely give us a follow and or tag us in any cool artwork that you might create. I've switched over to some white paint just to build out the surface portion, the foam part of the wave that's rolling in. I just need to separate it from that darker color blue, and then I'm going to come back with an aqua and probably a transparent aqua at this point, maybe a bright blue. I really like the bright blue. those will be the colors that I use to build out these waves all the way back to the horizon line. But here in a moment, you're going to see me pull off the tape. That's where our scene is going to be revealed, and then we'll be able to go in and refine and work out more details from there. If you've reached this far, definitely hit that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications so you get notified when we do part 2. And aside from that, I'm going to let you guys enjoy the rest of this, and we will see you here soon. I appreciate you all, and I hope you have a great weekend. Peace.